How to upload a Revit model to Autodesk Forma. Cloud Worksharing. Hello and welcome to our new video. In this video, we'll show you how to upload your Revit file to Autodesk Forma, or in other words, how to upload it to the cloud. We'll also briefly explain how hubs, projects, and cloud models are organized in Autodesk Forma. So, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is create a hub and a project in Autodesk Forma. We'll go to the appropriate link, depending on which data region we're using. We'll leave the links in the video description. Autodesk Forma Design Home has opened. We're currently in the US data region. On the left side, we can see our current projects. We can also select a different region. We can change that here. In our case, only the EU region is currently available as an additional option because we don't have any projects in Australia at the moment. We'll select the EU region, and we can see the current projects there as well. We're currently on the Autodesk Forma Design Home page, and we can't make any changes here. We'll click on the detaching Revit hub, and we can see that it contains a project called Example Project. When we click on the project overview opens. Now we can choose whether we want to use design, data management, or build. Let's create a new hub. We'll click on this plus sign and select Create a Hub. The following window opens. We can choose where we want our data to be hosted. As we mentioned earlier, we can choose between the US, EU, and Australia regions. We'll leave it set to EU. Now we'll give our hub a name. We'll call it Example Cloud. Click Create. We'll wait a moment. And there we go. The hub has been created. A window has opened where we can immediately invite people to our hub. We can enter the email addresses of the people we want to invite, up to 50 people. Once we enter an email address, we simply click somewhere outside the email field. We can choose the role of the person we're inviting, whether they will be an admin or a member. If they are an admin, they have all permissions. If they are a member, we can specify exactly what they can do, whether they will be a manager, editor, or viewer. Once we've finished configuring the settings, we click Invite. The person or people we invited will receive an email notification, and they will need to accept the invitation in order to join the hub. We'll click Back, and then X or Cancel. We can see that within this hub, we have two projects. One is Sample Project, and the other is Untitled Project. Since we don't need this sample project, we'll archive it. So, we'll click the three dots next to the project we want to archive and select Archive Project. After that, the project will no longer appear among the active projects within our hub. The next thing we'll do is change the name of our project within the hub. We'll click the three dots and select Project Settings. We'll name it Project 1. Click Save Settings. We can have multiple projects within a single hub. Let's add another one. We'll click the three dots on the hub and select New Project. We'll name it Project 2. Click Create. Once the new project has been created, a window opens again where we can choose to invite new members, as we explained earlier. We'll click X. We'll select Project 1. One thing we want to point out is that we can always change the names of both our projects and our hub. If we want to change the name of a project, we click the three dots next to that project, select Project Settings, and make the change there. In this case, we'll add _new. Click Save Settings. Now we'll change it back to the original name, using the same process. As for the hub, we'll click the three dots next to the hub and select Hub Settings. We can't change the name here directly. Instead, we'll click Manage Hub Settings. A new tab opens where we can edit the hub. Click Edit. Now we can change the name, for example, to Example New. We can also add a project image and so on. There are many different settings we can configure here. We'll select Cancel because we don't want to change the name of the hub. So, we've created a hub and 2 projects within it. Now it's time to upload our Revit file to this hub. We'll go back to our file, select the Collaborate tab, and under Manage Collaboration, select Collaborate. A window opens where we can choose whether we want to collaborate within our network or in the cloud. We'll select in the cloud. Click OK. The Save as Cloud Model window opens. Currently, another hub is selected. Since we don't want to use that one, we'll click on the project and then select Change Account. This will open all of our active hubs. Let's find the one we just created. Sometimes it can happen that we can't immediately find the new hub we created, so we may need to restart Revit. There it is. Example Cloud. We'll click on it. We're immediately in Project 1, and when we click on Project Files, there is currently nothing there. Of course, we can also select Project 2. But in this case, we'll stay with Project 1. We'll click on Project Files. We can change the file name, but we won't do that now. We'll leave it as it is. We can see that the Save button is now enabled, which means that we can upload the file here. Click Save. Now we need to wait for our Revit model to be uploaded to the cloud. Once everything is finished, we'll click Close. When we go to File and then Open Cloud Model, we'll see the hubs that we currently have, and we can access the models stored in the cloud. For example, let's look at this model. We can see 2 projects, and we need to click on Project Files to see the project we uploaded to the cloud. There it is. When we click the 3 dots next to a model that is stored in the cloud, we have several options. One of them is Version History, which allows us to access previous versions of the file stored in the cloud and, if needed, restore a specific version, which is very useful. We also have this option, Publish Latest. What does this mean? Let's go back to Forma. One thing we forgot to mention is that Autodesk Forma can also be used through desktop applications, depending on the products and services you use. So, now we're back in Forma. With Project 1 selected, we'll go to Data Management. A new window opens, and here we can see more information about the project we uploaded to the cloud. Earlier, we saw the Publish Latest option. This allows us to choose which version we want to publish as the latest version available in Data Management. This V2 here tells us that this is currently the 2nd version we've uploaded to Forma. So, regardless of how many times we've synchronized our file, a particular version of the model will not automatically become available as the published version in Data Management. If we want the latest version to be published and available here, we need to select Publish Latest. We can also download the version of the file that is currently published from here. Now, let's go back to Revit. We'll click the 3 dots and select Publish Latest. This window opens, and we need to click Publish to make this version available in Data Management. We won't do that right now. We'll go back to our project and continue working on it. When we make changes that we want to synchronize with the central model, we click Synchronize with Central. A Synchronize with Central window appears. We'll click OK. And wait for the model to synchronize. And that's it for this video. We hope this tutorial helps you improve your Revit workflow. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tutorials.